Well boys, howdy again. Today I have a video featuring the Microdick Wonder, aka El Duce de Fedora Autist, the Amazing Atheist. Not only will we be able to prove that autism comes from vaccinations, we'll also be able to prove that a small dick does not equal big brains. Anyways, not to waste your time, but let's get on with the show.
Well, I am a white liberal, so of course I
could have guessed this from a mile away.
cannot help but come to the aid of a Muslim in distress. Ahmed Mohamed. Wow, that is a Muslim as fuck name. Muslim as fuck. That's math, motherfuckers.
Are you joking? That's supposed to be a joke, you fucking twat.
Muslim student living in Irving, Texas. Or is it Irving, Irving, Texas. Sorry to the people of Irving for getting your very important town's name wrong there for a second. You know, if I was a Muslim, I would not live in Irving, Texas. Just putting that out there. That'd be actually, I'm not a Muslim, and I still don't live in Irving, Texas. You know, I've lived in a lot of places, but none of them have been Irving, Texas, and there's a reason for that. Anyway, this kid is interested in engineering and robotics, and he brought a homemade clock to school. That's clock, not Glock.
See, TJ, that is where you're wrong, my friend. He did not build this clock. He simply took an existing clock that he either bought or was in his house, broke it, and put it inside a pencil case. Now, I'm not saying it looks like a bomb, but what I am saying is this kid deserves an F. Because if you ask me, that's cheating. The rules should be applied, and the rules I think that should be made for further science fairs or science fairs in the future is we need to make sure that kids like this cannot use existing electronics and try to promote it as some kind of discovery. Because if you ask me, our country's gone to shit.
When someone told me about this story earlier, like, Muslim kid brought a Glock to school and got arrested. I'm like, wow, crazy. And I'm like, well, at least they caught him. And they're like, what? It's like, what? I thought you said you brought a Glock. No, a clock. Oh, I see. Yes, I was just testing you. School thought the clock was a bomb. Here's the clock. I mean, you know, they figured it was a bomb because there's a big clock and there's wires. So, you know, the two possibilities were clock or bomb. Pretty much. There's not much else it could be. Briefcase with a clock inside and some wires, you know, you figure that's either a clock or that's a bomb. I think a lot of people, the reason this is distressing for people is a lot of people feel like there's a double standard here. Like, if this wasn't Ahmed Mohamed, maybe people would have just leaned more towards clock, you know, and maybe not so much towards bomb. Everyone from Mark Zuckerberg to President Obama has publicly stated their support for Ahmed. All right, I have some quotes here from Ahmed about the situation. They made me laugh. Thought I'd share them with you. They were like, so you tried to make a bomb? I told them, no. I was trying to make a clock. He said, it looks like a movie bomb to me. A movie bomb? What, you mean like Mars needs moms or something like that? No, apparently this guy is a bomb expert because he saw fucking Lethal Weapon 3 10 years ago. And now he's like, this kind of looks like that, so, you know, I'm looking, this kid's named Ahmed Mohamed. I'm from Texas and very easily persuaded by my petty bigotry, which is validated by my, you know, social environment and all that shit. So, yeah, I fucking am putting two and two together here. Texas logic, hard at work. Every Texan's got at least 2 brain cells, and man, when they get together, I was trying to whistle, but my mouth is too dry. Ah, well. But hey, let's be honest here. You know, to give the other side a little bit of deference, if the school found some student with a briefcase and it had some wires and shit and no one was quite sure what it was, and then they said, well, it's probably just a clock, and then it did turn out to be a bomb and 90 people were killed, all these very same people that are pissed at the school now would be pissed again in the exact opposite direction. Like, why didn't this school fucking take notice of this fucking object that people knew was suspicious and, the children are dead! No one's prescient. No one has all the fucking answers. Let's fucking get off our high horse a couple fucking notches, alright? So would this have happened, this is the big question I think at the heart of this, would this have happened if Ahmed was, a white Christian kid, named Christian even, a Christian named Christian whose skin was as white as snow? Maybe not that white, because that's creepy white, I know, because that's me pretty much. Obviously, I don't have a fucking magical interdimensional telescope that lets me see what's happening in alternate realities where the situation was reversed. Like, how was it handled in the universe where Christian, the white Christian, brought the suspicious-looking clock to school? But here's how I speculate it would have went down. Wow, Christian, you show a real talent. Good boy. Yeah, you fucking awesome, Christian. Good job. I'm going to take this to the school principal and we're going to talk about getting you some scholarships and stuff. You show real promise. That's what I think, maybe. That's my, But I could be wrong. Sure, I could be wrong. I'm just an asshole.
Thanks for playing, TJ. You just made yourself look like a fool. Let me explain why you're wrong. Here's the thing. You're saying that naturally if a white kid did this, he would get scholarships, he would get all the praise, he would get all the gifts that a Muslim kid would never get. Here's the issue, TJ. That's happening to this kid right now. He's getting scholarships, he can go to the school that he wants, and he's getting $30,000 worth. It's either $30,000 or $3,000, I believe it was $30,000, of Microsoft gifts. To be honest, I don't even think a white kid would get these kind of gifts, if you ask me. Okay, so you can get these gifts by taking a clock that exists. You can buy this clock, quite easily disassemble it, put it into a pencil case, and by doing that for a young kid, it ensures a bright future in college, and they get free gifts. If you ask me, this shows two things. It shows that Microsoft, it shows that the president are weak-kneed pussies that will simply jump on a bandwagon to gain popularity in the public eye. And here's the thing. That's the first thing. The second thing is it also shows that if you cheat, you can make it big. I guess that's the American dream now, is it? I have to admit, that's what I think it is.
With an opinion. And now, to let us know how Walker, Texas Ranger would have handled the situation, my brother Scotty.
I think there's only one thing that could have made this situation better, and that would have been Walker, Texas Ranger showing up. Because this would have happened. He'd have walked into the school and the kid would have been like, suddenly played like an 18-year-old man. And he would just be like, really disgruntled and like, no one likes him and no one's around him. And he's like, Allah Akbar! Walker, Texas Ranger jumps into action, knocks him down, roundhouse kicks the bomb out of the building.
What this shows, TJ, is you are a bit like Ahmed. You steal things, you use them for a different purpose, and then people say that it's an invention. They praise it, give you views, give you likes. And guess what? You're leeching off your brother just like he leeched off the capitalistic system. He leeched off of the clocks, you understand me? He used the clocks. And that's what you did. You used your brother. Your brother is a bit like a clock. He is. He is like a broken clock. Because he's right at least 2 times a day. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I also hope that you too think the Amazing Atheist stinks. Both literally and figuratively. Take it easy, everyone.